She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks Podcast.
Damn good coffee. And hot. Would everyone please take a seat?
Welcome to the Twin Peaks Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Mel.
I'm Dr. Amp doing the vamp.
Caitlin's not here. She's sportsing.
Oh, Caitlin.
But we do have a fantastic guest. We have Will.
Yay.
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 It's my first time on this podcast. Wow.
Really?
Oh my god.
I know.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. Well, welcome.
I've done so many
Thanks for
other
having me.
podcasts with you. Well, yes, we're glad to have you here. So, episode 5 of Twin Peaks.
Yay.
Yay.
We had to wait quite a while for this one because there was like a 2-week gap because they did 4 episodes all up front, and now we're only getting 1 episode at a time instead of 2, so it feels the wait's gonna get more difficult, I think.
Yeah, but I think this had more scenes than all the other 4 episodes combined. So.
I think it may have, yeah.
Yeah.
But the pace at which the show goes, I really think this would benefit from binge watching, but we're not able
Yeah.
to.
I don't know though. Really, do you think you could handle binge watching?
Yeah.
I feel like I would need to take a break.
Yeah, I think no, because there's too many things. There's too many things.
Yeah, it's just so excruciatingly slow. This pacing was this episode was a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know. Just yeah.
Will, so if this is your first time on this podcast, which I had no idea, why don't you give us your history with Twin Peaks?
It was just one of those shows that I kept hearing about, and people, I just heard that it was a show that a lot of people liked. And my friend, he met at the Twin Peaks Festival, he introduced me to the world of David Lynch through Lost Highway, and then he convinced me to watch Twin Peaks. So, yeah, I watched it slowly on Netflix over a period of time, and then I went to the Twin Peaks Festival and then watched it again, and then I watched it again right before this return came.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
It's nice.
All right. What do you think of this season so far, compared to the previous ones?
It's different. I'm still not sure. I think I have to see the whole thing before I can say whether Well, I do like it. I do like, just the craziness and goofiness. I find myself laughing a lot just at what's going on. It's fun to watch. It's different. Definitely. I'll have to wait until it's over before I can give a final opinion on it. But I'm enjoying it.
That's fair.
That's probably a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intend to do the same.
You're not.
I'm not giving my final opinion. I'm giving my
final. Okay.
my forever in motion opinion.
Your weekly opinion.
I'm not going to bail on it. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you would have a final opinion and you wouldn't be allowed to change.
Yeah. right up.
Sorry, it's set in stone.
Yeah.
Can't take it back
That's going
now.
to change my mind.
You get your opinion tattooed on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's forever now. All right, so episode 5 opens up in Las Vegas, where those guys who wanted to kill Dougie are talking to, I don't think it's their boss, some lady. Some sort of killer dispatcher? I don't know.
I wonder if this is who they were talking about in that first episode.
Really? The one where the guy's like, you don't want to get in business with such and such?
No, because they say tell her she's got the job.
Oh, right.
And then it's like, whoever the guy that's over it. I mean, I'm assuming that's Evil Coop, but I think she was the one that was hired to to set up the killing of Dougie.
Ah, yeah, that's quite possible.
Somehow I had it in my mind that at the beginning of this episode we would find out who Gordon and Albert were talking about, but nope. I don't know why I was expecting that to be resolved soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell if like that'll be next episode, or like, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped it for a few episodes.
Yeah.
But she's using like a BlackBerry or something, like an old, kind of an older phone to contact a box in what we find out later is Buenos Aires, which is where Philip Jeffries was transported to in The Missing Pieces. So this is all very mysterious. She like pages, or she sends a message to a box and it like blinks a couple times. It's like a box in a bowl, electronic box sitting in a bowl.
Isn't that where one of their people died? Isn't that what Albert said?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think the undercover guy who died was in like Philadelphia or something. Maybe.
Okay.
I think
It was,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I thought it was Colombia.
Oh, maybe Colombia. Okay. It was something Ia. That's all I remembered.
Nice.
I think the box in a bowl is probably like a more advanced, like, you know, like telephone, like, you know, the cans with the string.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slightly more advanced.
Oh, yeah.
The bowl is for reception.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And then we go to Dakota for a second. What?
Sorry. What is... David Lynch keeps, like, playing songs, like, this time it was sped up. Yeah, like, he keeps, like, speeding songs up and then slowing them way down.
So this song was Raphael Sadiq's song?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was sped up. I think it might have been a remix.
It sounded sped up. Yeah, remixed by David Lynch.
Yeah, it's that same song that was featured in Luke Cage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we go to Dakota for a second, and we're in the coroner's office.
I love this.
Me
I
too.
love this so much.
She's the best.
I like her.
Yes.
There's so few female characters that are good so far. She's one of them. Her and Jade. But yeah, she's just like awkward humor, and they find Dougie's ring in this corpse's stomach.
Yeah.
How the heck does this happen?
I
have no idea.
I was like, because like later on we get to talk of Major Briggs later. I'm like, what if Evil Coop just like made a bunch of duplicate Major Briggs, and he just keeps depositing Major Briggs bodies everywhere
with various pieces of jewelry.
That's what it sounds like. That's like
that's what I'm.
But it also sounds like later they're like it's always a false alarm. So when the person gets there to check it out, there was never a body there, or it's been taken away, or maybe it's just like they found fingerprints at a crime scene, like not a body or something. I don't know.
So, are we suspecting that this is Major Briggs' body?
It appears that way.
I hope it isn't, but
That's so.
I don't know,
It's
it's
such an undignified death, or
Like, I feel like it's almost disrespectful
yeah,
in a way.
especially since the actor's dead in real life.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe there's like an evil Major Briggs running around.
Oh no.
Because that's what I'm thinking. Like he learned duplicates by making duplicate Major Briggs. Because like the more like this episode is starting to solidify some things for me, and like the whole like long con of like Evil Coop, like because he's gone through such elaborate, detailed machinations to stay out of the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, maybe he just like he learned how to make duplicates on a Major Briggs, and that's going on. And there's an evil Major Briggs, and we had that weird phone call that was not with Philip Jeffries, where he talks about meeting with Major Briggs. Yeah,
it's all very. It's like.
But I feel like why keep bringing attention to yourself by like putting Major Briggs' fingerprints all over stuff? Like obviously it's people are noticing.
I think it's the whole thing of like, all of this setup pretty much seems to be to get rid of like the real Cooper. Like this whole Dougie thing is like because clearly, like, I'm pretty sure that he's the one that set it all up. That whatever's going on with Dougie, so I think the actual plan was for real Coop to get stuck in Dougie's body, and he's already set real Dougie up to be killed.
Yeah.
And what if he's just done that through a series of, like, all these dead bodies? Like whatever is going on with the principal, like, that's all part of this setup to set up the dominoes.
He's got so many pieces in play. He's also, like, got himself... I'm pretty sure he got himself incarcerated on purpose in the same jail as that Ray guy, who may have purposely got himself jailed to escape Cooper.
So what if he's just doing all these setups by having dead Major Briggs bodies just planted? Because he's just making them, like, multiplicity style.
Yeah. That's the only tool I need, a big fat man body.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of sad. So yeah, Coop is in jail. What did you guys think of this scene?
Weird.
Yeah.
I thought this was a great effect. Well, first of all, he predicts that food's coming. Not sure why.
A long walk down the hallway.
Yeah. It was interesting. But yeah, this effect. That's the best one so far.
Yeah, I watched that a few times. I'm like, it's so subtle and so creepy.
It just looked like a Muppet to me. He's like making his lips all stretched out and his nose kind of round and big. I was like, oh, it looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Most evil Muppet ever.
The people I was watching with, like, not everyone saw it. Like, it's very subtle. Like, I'm pretty sure
they commented on not
Kyle
noticing?
or Bronwyn or Steve or somebody didn't see it at first until.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was just in my head for a second. I was like, is this happening? What's happening? I had to back up.
Yeah.
Also, let me just say, this episode I had a lot of issues with Showtime.
Oh?
Yeah, my copy just kept, like, when I was the streaming, it just wasn't. And I usually wait about 10 minutes because I'm like, I don't want to, try to watch it exactly on time because I'm afraid that, maybe it'll be stuttery. But I waited about 10 minutes and I was having some issues, just lag and buffering and.
So, like, the quality kept dropping.
It kept pausing, and I was like, this is not great. Like, hey, Showtime, I may not be keeping this free trial if I'm gonna have to illegally download this show.
Did it work itself out eventually, or the whole thing was like that?
It's I gave up in the last 15 minutes and went with other means.
Get your shit together, Showtime.
We had some issues too with our own, like with Crave TV, where it's just like every time you pause it, it turns on the closed captioning again automatically, and we can't even. It's like blurry, like anywhere but on. Like there's just no. It's not HD.
Oh, that sucks.
Stupid. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah.
I watched it a couple hours late, and I didn't have any problems with it. So maybe everyone had seen it by then.
Yeah, this was the first time I've had issues, but Showtime, you're on notice.
Oh.
You got one more chance. So yeah, it seems that a lot of people were unclear on the nature of Bob and the doppelganger and stuff, but this makes it seem like Bob is in the doppelganger. Like, they're two separate things.
I always thought that's what it was.
Like, Bob isn't the doppelganger, he's just going along with him. I don't know if he's trapped in there, but... No,
he just possesses them. That's always what I thought.
So he could take over if he wanted to, maybe?
I don't know, it just seemed...
It was confusing to me, just because, like, we didn't know anything about, like, a Leland doppelganger, it was just Leland was possessed by Bob.
Yeah. I think he can do different things, he can just possess people, or send his doppelgangers out to do his dirty work. But Cooper didn't seem to know, even if Bob was with him. Like, he couldn't feel him, he had to see him in the mirror.
It's almost like it's more faint now or something.
Maybe.
Like, because he was like, oh, you're still there. That's good. It's, like, kind of weird.
Why does he need Bob, I wonder? He just needs Bob.
It's like 100% full strength when you have Bob in front of you.
He just needs Bob. He needs Bob in the back of his mind to advise him on fashion.
Yeah, definitely.
Perhaps.
And we cut to think it's a car dealership.
Yeah, the Chevrolet.
Yeah, but it was a weird establishing shot because the dealership was like off
to the side.
Far
Yeah.
It was kind of cut off.
Yeah.
I think that dealership is down the street from Tweed's, right? It looked familiar.
Yeah, the street looked familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah. So who do we got here, guys?
American Hero. Oh, Mike, it was this made me happy. I'm so happy to have the scene.
So, as opposed to Bobby, are you okay with how Mike turned out?
Yes.
Just picking on young punks.
Well, this fucking asshole deserves it. Like, learn to write a resume. You fucking prick. You Macaulay Culkin looking motherfucker.
I thought it was
Did
Kieran
too.
Culkin.
He looks like a Culkin.
Yeah.
I thought he looks like the guy who plays Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones a little bit.
It kind of does, yeah.
But have you guys seen Get Out? Because he was the brother in that.
I haven't
I
seen
don't
it yet.
know.
Plays a really creepy brother in Get Out. And he also played Banshee in X-Men First Class.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Mike just destroys Steven's self-esteem.
Hey guys, I noticed that he's wearing a wedding ring.
Oh.
I would give anything if we'd have just had like a frame photo of Nadine on his desk.
Aww.
I need that to be a thing, guys. I need it.
But
It has to be a badly photoshopped photo of him and
Yes.
Nadine, though.
It's him and Nadine in the
in Christmas sweaters or something.
Yes.
yeah.
They're actually in a scene of A Christmas Story.
Yes.
So yeah, Mike's like talking down to this guy, but he's one to talk about like being messy and stuff. Like, do you see all the papers on his desk? There's no desk that you could see. It was all just papers.
That's because he's a man that's busy getting shit done.
I have a
like-
system.
Like, listen, he's got work to do. He's run this office, and like and he'll take the time to call in an asshole back from an interview to come all the way to his office just to tell him off, which I
Just
love.
tell him how shitty of a candidate he is.
Oh,
I wanted
that's so
to
good.
call you in here to tell you how you suck.
I want to do that someday.
It's your dream. Your
So
dream career.
good. I mean, granted, I've fired actors, and it was definitely it definitely felt good, but like, I just want to call someone and tell them how shitty they are, and that they never had a chance.
This episode, on the whole, had a lot of great Twin Peaks stuff, but the
Yes.
next scene was probably, I think it was my least favorite scene in the whole episode, with Truman and his wife.
Yeah, it was excruciating. But the best, just like this and the Wally Brando scenes, I think the best parts are Robert Forster's reactions, his silent reactions to what's
it's
going
just
on.
like, if I stay quiet and stare off into space, they'll go away. But yeah, it's just the stereotypical nagging wife, Doris.
Well, there's so much of this show so far is people just talking at other people, like, and I'm like, all right, that's fine for a bit, but like, I want to see people interacting and not just talking at each other,
Yeah.
because that's what I mean. Of course, that's what all of Dougie's scenes are, but that's so many characters, that's so many scenes.
At the first of the scene, though, he's on the phone with Harry, which got me thinking, like if Coop comes back to himself and ends up in Twin Peaks, like, how is he not gonna go see Harry in the hospital? Like,
They're just gonna talk about it. Oh, I went to see Harry.
I guess.
He's not doing so
you
good.
really
like,
think he'd
or
go
he's
see
doing
him,
fine.
but-
You know, like, I brought him flowers. Whatever. It'll be left to our imagination.
Maybe he'll just be too darn busy. I don't know.
I think we're gonna get like a Skype video quality scene of Michael Onkeen. Just like, hey Coop, I'm recovering in the hospital. Goodbye.
I'll be happy with that.
So then we go to Dougie, and he's leaving for work. Guys, the coffee didn't make him smart. He's still dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's like helping cure him though, slowly.
Very
Very slowly. I don't know what it's gonna take. It's gonna take something.
He gets 0.1% better every time he takes a sip of coffee.
It's gonna take episode 17 is what it's gonna take. Don't even worry about Michael Ankeen. That's not happening. Wait till season 4.
Oh man. But he ends up crying looking at Sonny Jim, and I'm not sure why.
Oh, I'm worried about that kid's future.
Well, kid's got like a blank expression too. Like, I don't know what's up with him. He never says anything. But that's very sad for Dougie.
Well, he's probably gonna die when Dougie doesn't make that phone call.
I don't know. Maybe he's just realizing. I don't know. He didn't see this kid grow up. Maybe he thinks of him as his son already, and I didn't see him grow up.
Just doesn't remember anything about him. Maybe
he's just realizing.
He's struggling. Like he must be struggling to remember stuff.
Maybe just realizing the passage of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just the struggle to remember things would be hard on him, and it's just like just go. He's going along with it, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not like he can tell people, oh hey, like I don't remember anything. Like he doesn't seem to have enough skill to even tell people that. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm more concerned that it's like a whole. Like the jackpot thing, like he can see that kid's gonna get killed.
Oh, geez, yeah, maybe. And also, yeah, the jackpot thing and the lying thing.
Okay, we already got people throw a rock at a kid. I don't need a kid killed too.
Listen, I don't trust that David Lynch is not gonna do something awful. Because spoiler alert from the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I was just crying because children are beautiful and.
Will, thank you.
So innocent.
Gross.
So then the assassins drive by Dougie's car again, and then a black car drives by.
I feel like this is like the most like stereotypical like bad dude like ensemble you could possibly like scrounge up.
Yeah. The metal music they were playing.
Yeah, at first I was like, is there 2 different groups out to kill Dougie? But we later find out these are just carjackers.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned it before, but in the Rancho Rosa complex is in with the circle around the double R's.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before.
Oh,
Yeah, they were carjackers? Okay.
What did you think they were doing?
I got it in my head that the lady had called someone else to take care of it. I don't know why.
Oh.
Since the original guys weren't doing anything.
Okay. No, I assume they're carjackers. I don't know.
Because I thought that's why she pulled out the BlackBerry to call some additional help.
Why would you have to call Argentina, though?
Oh, okay.
These guys drove all the way from Argentina.
Dougie is dropped off at work.
I didn't mention I really like Janie's sweater. It's nice.
No, I didn't notice.
I would wear that sweater.
She has to help him out, and like he can't leave the car on his own. But there
is one moment where she says, "You're acting really fucking weird."
Yeah, I'm glad she said that.
But she
but then nobody does anything about it.
Yeah,
They're just whatever.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
She also says he's having one of his episodes. But I mean, even if he had something before, it can't have been like this, because she seems to think that he can understand her. She keeps talking at him like he should be able to understand. So if he's had episodes, I doubt they were this bad.
And if you have an episode like where you're not really engaging with somebody, maybe you should not go to work.
Yeah.
Because that's what your work, that's what you do at work. You have to talk to people,
But I've
also, he got $450,000. Why does he have to go to work today?
She said something about hiding the money, so I don't know.
I still take a day off. You got some money. I mean, you can't live off $450,000 for the rest of your life, obviously, but you can take a couple of days off.
Well, I don't think he's gonna have a job after today, anyways. But
He's not getting that paperwork done.
no.
I'm willing to bet that next episode he gets a promotion or something. Like this is gonna be stretched on forever.
No. If we can have more of that Frank green tea latte guy in the scenes, though,
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
He notices a lawman, a statue of some kind with a gun. That seems jog something.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a statue of Harry Truman.
Oh.
I think
He's famous now.
Well, I meant the president.
Yeah, the president. Yeah. I think that that statue is not really there in real life. I'm pretty sure people have Google Street Viewed it, and it was just put there for production. So I'm not sure who it's supposed to be, but that would be funny if it wasn't Harry Truman, the president. If it was Harry Truman, the Twin Peaks lawman. He did something crazy, and now he's known the world over. I've seen people saying that all this like Dougie, like people not noticing that he's dumb, is some sort of commentary on people being selfish or only thinking about themselves or something. And I'm like,
So is it like a commentary on like people in their cell phones? Is that what it is?
I have no idea.
I mean, if you wanted to be an asshole and write like a fucking college thesis on a theme in Twin Peaks, you could get away with writing a paper on people not communicating in series 3. But also, you would have wasted your time because nobody should write pop culture essays in college. It's the worst.
I don't like taking any stances on anything like that because, like, I don't like to assume creator intent. Like people have already, like in the first episode, that box in New York, there's already been interviews with David Lynch, and people were like, is the box and the man watching the box an allegory for us watching television? He's like, no, but sure, if you want to think of it that way.
He was like, that actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, but that's not what I was intending. Like, just stop trying to guess what people are intending.
Yeah, stop trying to, like, I don't think David Lynch works that directly. Like, I don't think there's like a clear, this means this. I think it's like, I've got a bunch of interesting ideas. They can mean a bunch of different things. Take them how you want. I like the aesthetic of all of this working together.
I mean, I
think it's fine to say, maybe instead of saying what you think the creator intended, just say what the thing means to you and how you interpret it.
Yeah, just don't say David Lynch is saying this.
Yeah, but you could, just give your opinion about what you think it might be.
Because if anything, like, should be an indicator, like, it's the last episode of the series where he's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever comes to my mind first. You know, this would be cool. Let's do this.
And please don't waste your college education writing these papers. Please stop it.
What do you suggest?
Public service announcement.
What do you suggest they do instead?
I'm just, there's a million things you could study, but like these pop culture, because I don't know about you guys, but like for me there were so many of these goofy classes, like the philosophy of The Simpsons, are like all this bullshit, and people love to write like final projects on like pop culture things, and I'm like, that's cute and all, but like you could like be studying something with a little bit more depth and import. Like Twin Peaks is great, love Twin Peaks. David Lynch is great. Sure, it's certainly, I would say, many cuts above most television in general. But stop! Like, you're only in school for so long, people. Like, do something important with it.
Life advice from Brad.
Just saying. No more fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer college essays, please. I know it's been a while. When I was in college, there was a lot of that. I don't know what it is now. House of Cards, Stranger Things. Stop it. Just stop it.
All right.
I think part of that is like sorry to keep going with this, but I think there are like some professors that like actually encourage that kind of stuff too.
There's classes
Yeah.
on that stuff.
Yeah, because the professors are like, oh, this will be more fun to read. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to think about this as much. It's just like a TV show that I'm kind of aware of. Yeah, because professors are lazy too. Like, don't let your professors get away with being lazy. They're getting paid to help educate you. Everyone needs to work harder.
Yeah, because I have this lady on my Facebook. She's a professor, and she does like talks about stuff like that she gets her class to do, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like it's hard work. It doesn't sound like she'll get her her class to do like dissertations on like, I don't know, like comic book characters and stuff like that. Like,
Exactly.
it's weird.
And I mean, I understand and appreciate that you can take any subject and study it with the same level, but what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? If you have an open range of you can discuss anything, maybe just go with something of greater import, of greater significance, of greater depth. You can plumb to the bottom of Family Guy if you want to, but what is the world getting out of that?
Basically, bottom line, listen to Mike Nelson.
Yeah.
Be like Mike Nelson.
Be
Get our
like
shit
Mike.
together.
Be like Mike.
So Cooper ends up following Coffee, and that usually gets him to where he wants to go. Or where he should be going. And did we actually get Badalamenti music?
That's what I thought, because I wrote a note about the music in this scene, because it sounded really cool.
Mm-hmm. It probably was. I'm hoping it was.
I think it was, but I think it was just like existing music, wasn't it?
No, that was new.
Was it?
It wasn't in the old series. It was very similar,
Yeah.
stylistically.
Well, cool.
But Cooper gets Frank's coffee because apparently Frank never finishes his coffee.
Didn't seem fair at the time, but
Yeah. He just drinks it like an addict.
he drinks it like a child would, like from a sippy cup.
Yeah. And apparently he works at Lucky 7 Insurance, so I'm wondering if this is the same insurance company that tried to get a hold of Truman in the first episode. This could be a link to Twin Peaks. This could be Cooper's in back to the town. They're going to send him to sell Truman insurance, maybe.
Oh, that would be... Okay, episode 17. Dougie is going to Twin Peaks for the pure purpose of selling insurance.
So in this office, there's Tom Sizemore, who I didn't recognize the first time.
Okay.
Apparently he covered for Dougie in some way while Dougie was gone for days on end. Tom Sizemore's playing Tony, the guy who lies later. Well, presumably lies. Frank is sad about his coffee. Even though I think he's been pretending to like coffee this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he even says, I wanted that, even though he probably really doesn't want it. He just wants it because Dougie has it.
Or just everyone else is drinking it.
Yeah.
Why don't you try this? And then he's like, you can just see it on his face. This is the greatest thing I've ever had in my life.
I mean, a green tea latte is pretty good, so...
Yeah.
You kind of go for one right now.
But yeah, Mel, you were saying you love that actor's
He was so
performance.
adorable. Like, just when he starts smiling, I was like, aww. I love you. I think he's like the only like decent person in that office.
Well, the guy Phil is helping Dougie out, so I think
nice.
I like him too.
Yeah, he was nice too. He even was like, oh, I have enough green tea lattes. I suppose I'll give that to Frank.
Yeah.
He was nice.
Little hourglass.
I recognize him from Better Call Saul. He's like one of those kids that always directs commercials and stuff for him. So yeah, they have to lead. Okay, so they're talking about business. They have to sit Dougie down, and then like Coop has it felt like Coop had an actual line, like the real Coop, when he said he's lying.
Yeah.
Like it just even sounded like Coop's voice.
It was like a moment of clarity before he went back into Fuzzland.
Yeah, it's like a green sheen went across Tom Sizemore's face. But I mean, even before like this apparent supernatural lie detector, he was always good at telling who's lying.
Yeah.
So yeah, he calls him a liar, and that doesn't go over well with anybody. And he gets called into the office, and he physically has to be ushered into the office, and nothing wrong with this guy.
Someone get him help, please.
As funny as some of this is, I'm ready for it to be over. I was ready for it to be over a while ago. So yeah, he's got to do a bunch of homework, or he's gonna lose his job.
So okay, let's put the bets down now. When do we think Dougie goes away?
Mid-season, like right at episode 9.
Episode 9.
We're almost a third of the way through. I'm gonna give it 2 more episodes.
Yeah. What do you think, Mel? How much longer will Dougie be
I
around?
say next episode he's back to normal.
Really? What would cause him to
That's
change
just
so
what
fast?
I want to happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're willing it to happen.
Yeah. If I wish hard enough, it will happen.
So he has to pee again.
Oh, for fuck's
He
sake!
already learned this, but he has to learn it again, I guess. And this lady flirts with an incompetent fool.
Dougie recognized the word agent when he was talking to the boss man, which is he's getting one step closer, like point 2 to the recovery.
He just recognizes these things, but they don't seem to like stick and then like up his IQ any. He just like repeats something significant and then goes back to being a dum-dum. I don't know. So lots of people are loving this though. They love Dougie.
Some people are wrong. A little Dougie goes a long way.
Were you gonna say?
Yeah, I really did get frustrated with that girl though. It's just like everybody, just ugh.
But she's so turned on by him pissing.
By him not knowing where the bathroom is and not, and
holding his crotch
pee
like a 2-year-old.
Like a 2-year-old. Yeah. Ooh, that's hot.
When she hears him moaning in the fucking bathroom, like this smile, and I'm like, what is that smile? What is that? What's wrong with you?
Oh, he's so cute.
If they end up together after Coop gets back to normal, I'm going to murder this show.
Well, what if it's a beautiful love story? You're gonna eat your words.
Yeah.
Aww. I hope not.
And we go to the casino, and mob, or their bosses, or maybe mob, maybe.
Yeah.
Comes.
I'm glad the mob's finally getting involved with this.
Yeah. So they come to question about Dougie and his winnings. And they beat the crap out of Brett Gelman.
The sounds were so crunchy.
Yeah, when he was on the ground being kicked in the gut, my brother said it's like he's got a chip bag under his shirt that they just keeps kicking it. He's keeping a bag of chips under there and they're just busting it. And there's, in typical David Lynch fashion, there's like 3 random ladies in pink just standing around for
just for good
atmosphere.
Because David Lynch wanted 3 women hanging around. That's why.
Yeah.
So he could leer at them because he's a fucking creepy old man.
Maybe. Jim Belushi is in the scene.
Ugh. Speaking of creepy old men.
So why do people hate Jim Belushi? I don't know.
I was trying to explain this to Mel.
I was like, I don't understand.
She's like, why does everyone hate Jim Belushi? And I'm like, I think it's just because he's not his brother.
He's also like a crazy like sexist, racist piece of shit too.
Oh, is he?
Okay. He says all kinds of crazy fucking bullshit.
Oh.
I was gonna say he looks like Alex Jones in this scene.
He does.
That's
like, especially in that shot that's like an up shot and he's looking down. I was like, that's Alex Jones. But he looks like Alex Jones, and then later on another character acts like Alex Jones.
Yes.
Then we go to
Sorry, but I love the guy that gets the job at the casino.
Oh, yeah.
He's like brown suit. He's like he looks like he's gonna piss himself.
Yeah. But I don't know how like how he could come to a bad end. I don't think Dougie's gonna come back here and get 30 more jackpots. I think he'll be okay.
But, like, what if he wanders off? Like, obviously nobody's picking him up after work. Like, where is he gonna go? The only 2 places that he well, 3 places now, but the only other places that he knows of is the casino.
Yeah, but I don't know how far away he is from the casino. He might not just be able to walk over there.
What if it's next door?
He just wanders in again.
You'll spend the entire episode next week walking to the casino.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hello. So we're in Nevada still, and that kid, the drug-using mom's kid, checks out the car that he saw somebody place something on earlier. What'd you guys think of this whole thing?
I don't know why I never even thought it was a bomb.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, that looks more like a tracker, but it could be a bomb.
Yeah.
It was a bomb.
Yeah.
The effect for the explosion, or just the way they cut it, was very strange. It's like those guys just disappeared and like they cut a frame out or something and they're suddenly gone. But I'm glad that kid didn't blow up. Just the carjackers blew up.
Those were the worst carjackers, by the way. Like, they're not even subtle about stealing a car. They just
Broad
pull
daylight.
up. They pull up broad daylight and they're blasting like really loud music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a witness right there.
There's a witness right there. They're throwing a rock at this witness. Like.
Well, there was other neighbors in the background too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few witnesses. And the explosion doesn't wake this kid's mom up, but him coming in the building does. And then there's this weird dramatic horn music for some reason.
Yeah. I was like, oh, is there gonna be music now? Oh, wait, no, never mind.
I was wondering if it was Angelo. It's like,
Did he wake up?
He woke up at the keyboard and he was like, gotta play something now.
I like that idea that he just had one take to live score the entire series.
Yeah.
And he slept through most of it.
But now there's a crispy body there by Dougie's car. So I guess these people aren't gonna be after Dougie anymore.
Well, I don't know. There should be 3 bodies there, so I don't know. And you would think the cops would come and clean that up before the assassins got to it. Unless they somehow get tipped off when the explosion goes. Who knows? We take a quick visit to visit Jade again, getting her Jeep washed. And the guy finds the key to the Great Northern, which I didn't realize that Dougie had left behind.
Yeah.
And
Can you do that? Just drop something in the mailbox like that and it'll make it to the destination if it has the address on it?
Apparently. So yeah, that's 2 things that might bring Twin Peaks into this. We got the insurance company, and we got this key on its way to Washington.
I really love that on the keys it said "clean place, reasonably priced."
Which is weird because that's like a thing in the first episode that Cooper said, like,
I know.
I need a place that's
clean place.
before he even knew of the Great Northern.
I
So
know.
it's like he went there, and then not long after they like heard him say that and changed their slogan officially or something.
But they would have had to give him like a fresh set of keys or whatever.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got these fresh set of keys with that slogan that you invented, right on. And then we go to the Double R, and I was like, yay!
Indeed.
I was happy to see Norma.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Who has not aged at all.
No, she looks really good.
she does.
It's amazing.
When this scene came on, I was like, oh, what is happening? I was like, something inside me. It feels like I'm watching Twin Peaks now. Just this setting and these characters.
Yeah.
Even the new characters, they felt like Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Well, they're also talking to each other and not at each other.
Yep.
I think you can see the North Bend Theater outside the out the windows, yeah.
Somebody said that, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
So Norma's doing her bills or something, and then Becky, Shelley's daughter, comes in. She's got some bread she's delivering to Toad, which this thing is confusing me, because Toad was always a customer, like a bigger man, wearing like flannel and like a vest and stuff, and like a baseball cap. But this Toad is the cook from that deleted scene in Fire Walk with Me. So there's 2 people named Toad? One's a customer, bigger man, and the other is the cook, a smaller man.
Sounds about right. That sounds like Twin
sense.
Peaks.
Yep, two guys named Toad.
One's big, one's small. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's a tree. It's cool.
Also, Heidi, the waitress Heidi, who was in the first episode and the last episode of the original series. Oh, and the movie. Or Missing Pieces.
Is she in here?
She's credited, but I didn't notice her.
Oh.
So she must just be milling about in one of those shots, serving people, but I didn't notice her.
Okay.
So Becky asked for some money from Shelley. And then she goes out to the car, and we are reintroduced to this Steven fella.
I really feel that Shelley should be like more worried than she is, because she's lived through this kind of stuff. Like, this is like the exact same thing that her daughter is doing that Shelley did.
Exact same thing, because if you look at the end of the credits, Becky has the same name as Steven, so they're married.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he's got a fancy car, just like Leo.
On the plus side,
I don't know. Like you have to just. I think Leo might have been a little bit worse.
yeah, I was gonna say, on the plus side, this guy does seem to love her. He just seems like a loser.
I'm pretty sure Becky could kick this dude's ass.
That too.
Yeah. I don't know. He's
So
so
far,
gross,
he hasn't
though.
seemed to be abusive.
But he's kind of like leering and gross, though.
Yeah.
He's a creepo.
Yeah.
I don't. So far, we haven't seen him do anything abusive. Thankfully.
His face
It
is
is.
abusive.
His face is abusive.
He did kiss her. He did make her kiss him.
Yeah. And when he said "kiss me," he kind of like stuck his tongue out to the side a little bit, kind of like he wanted to lick his lips, but then like pulled his tongue back in really fast. So it's kind of like kind of lizardy and so so gross. But
He might be part amphibian.
I gagged.
I think this guy's really interesting as an actor, though. Like, I think he's.
Sure.
I read a little bit about him in Get Out, and apparently he was like a little bit of a method actor, and like he's kind of strange. So like, this guy, I think he fits in a David Lynch production. How strange he looks and how acts.
Yeah.
Also, I thought that was funny that he was like, "I'm gonna tell you about my day at dinner, not in the car." Like, you guys have a long drive ahead of you. Why not tell her about your day in the car?
You got to save some talk for dinner time.
This the car. Okay, so the earlier when the kid's crossing the street, even though the kid looked both ways, it's so close on him on that street. I thought he was gonna get hit by a car. And then this scene in the car, like, I'm like, oh god, they're about to be in a car accident. It's too close. I can't look at this.
Yeah, when that shot was her above her and she was tripping there. Yeah, I just expected her head to snap forward. But it never happened, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do some drugs, and this felt very Twin Peaks. It felt like a little bit Laura Palmer.
Yeah. He said he got some really good feedback that morning. I love that.
I got some great feedback.
He did get some great feedback. He's not lying.
You suck.
Mike gave him sound advice.
God, I love Mike.
Do you think we'll see Mike again?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah, like, again, the rest of the series, just give me Mike and Dick Tremaine. That's all I need.
More doubled names besides Toad. There's also two Franks. Frank Truman, Frank with the green tea latte. And what did you just say? Oh yeah, Dick Tremaine. And there's also a character later named Dick. Well, he's referred to as Richard, but you can short that to Dick. I mean, there's so many names to choose from. I don't know why they choose to repeat so many names.
Because David Lynch is into duality, Matt.
Okay.
Didn't you read my thesis?
I'll take your word for it.
I got an A+ on it.
So I got an A+ on it, and now I'm working at the Chevy dealership with Mike.
Where he tells me I'm an asshole.
Dougie's jamming up the elevator at 5 p.m. where people are super pissed. I kind of like that.
It just all turns on him at the same time.
That's how we all feel about Dougie.
Yeah, they put up with his bullshit, but like the whole day. But when 5 o'clock comes around, they turn into monsters.
That's a statement on corporate America, I believe.
No, it's not. It's a statement on Dougie. I agree with them.
Mm-hmm. And he goes out and stares at the lawman statue again. And then we go to Twin Peaks again, and we have a short scene with Andy and Hawk still looking at files. Lucy's given up, I guess.
Hawk is looking visibly annoyed.
Yeah, Hawk's actually kind of looking annoyed now, and he's like, Andy referred to Indians, and I was like, is Hawk going to say something this time? It looks like he wants to say something this time.
It looked like he just kind of sighed.
Yeah.
Tried to keep it all in.
And then we go to Dr. Amp. Talk about
Yes!
Oh my god.
So when he was painting shovels, who thought it was going to come to this?
Never in a million years.
Nope, this is impossible to.
If this is our new invitation to love, I am on board 1,000%.
What did you like about it?
Every line. It's the greatest.
It's amazing. I think this is David Lynch making fun of podcasters. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe.
It's so great. I love we see Jerry in the woods, like, watching it. Nadine's watching it. It's like, of course. This all makes sense. This is so right.
Yeah, and Nadine was watching it with the same reverence that she used to watch Invitation to Love. Yeah.
And I love he's got his little script out in front of him. He's got all the sound effects.
He's got all sorts of like tech too. He's got like a modern laptop and a little bit older video camera, and then he's got like an actual like thing that needs to be cranked to hear it. Like he's got audio equipment from all eras.
It's just funny to me that he's filming himself doing all this stuff. Like,
he's got a web show.
It was just funny.
How long has he been doing this, I wonder?
Yeah.
Seems to have it down.
Because I know in the book he got his license revoked for psychiatry, but I can't remember how long after the series that was.
Oh, that was like not long at all.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like a year, maybe.
But live streaming hasn't been around that long. So
No,
I don't know how long
he's just been out in the woods waiting for it.
This just kind of reminded me of David Lynch himself when he used to live stream from his garage every day. And just talk about the weather and stuff. Because, yeah, he would do stuff like that. He'd talk about the weather, and then he'd, like, just deadpan hit play on a recorder, and it'd be like, dun 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 dun, like this big dramatic music, and then he'd be like, ringtones now available. You can find all those things archived. They're hilarious.
Nice.
Would you guys buy one?
I mean,
The shovel. I mean,
it's only $29.95.
How is he making a profit on these shovels? Like a good shovel like that
buying them
is
wholesale.
like at least like
he's
$50
buying bulk.
I bet.
Yeah.
He probably makes a profit of $2 on each shovel.
I don't know. There's also a plus shipping and handling. I bet he's really jacking up that shipping and handling. Pulling that old eBay scam.
So
He's probably selling some of his huckleberry extract too.
Oh right, yeah.
That
He's
you could make
probably
a killing off of that kind of stuff.
He's probably got a separate infomercial he plays on opposite nights for the huckleberry extract.
And you know he waters that shit right down.
I love how he's talking about it. It's huckleberry extract with the water from right there locally. And he's like, fuck this acai berry shit that everyone's into now.
Love
He's
it.
definitely got some special effects in his infomercial, which is pretty cool.
But now that we've found out what golden shovels are for, and we've seen this whole thing, I wonder if that's the end of this.
No. Every episode from here on out.
So then we go to the Pentagon for a sec, and Ernie Hudson is playing a character whose last name is Davis, I believe. Could be a tribute to Don Davis.
Nice.
But yeah, we already kind of talked about this, but the database hit for Briggs's prints, and they're going to send somebody named Cindy to check it out to North Dakota. Or South Dakota. Damn it. Why is there more
We're
than one
gonna have
Dakota,
to go to these
guys?
Dakotas so you can tell the difference.
Bring down that wall.
Here's how you figure it out. No one's ever actually been to North Dakota. There's nothing there. No one will ever go there. No one is ever going to reference North Dakota, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright, there you go.
Just erase it from your maps.
It's a wasteland.
I challenge anyone to find something in North Dakota.
Just white it out. So yeah, there's been 16 hits for Briggs's prints in 25 years. Interesting. Then we go to the Roadhouse, and it's not actually the end of the episode like the other times. But yeah, what do you guys think about this whole thing? This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is some real dark shit.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that we see somebody smoking at a non-smoking sign, because I don't like what that implies.
What? That he's a bad person?
Well, wasn't that Audrey? Wasn't like in the pilot? Wasn't she smoking at a non-smoking sign?
Oh, yeah, she may have, yeah.
I don't want this to be Audrey's kid.
Yeah. Okay, so you already did notice that he's a horn then.
Is he?
Yeah, he is a horn. If you look in the credits, he's credited as Richard Horn. So, but I think
He's Jerry's kid. He's Jerry's
Yeah, I was
kid.
gonna
Yeah,
say,
that's
he
what I
looks
was
way
thinking.
more like Jerry.
Yeah.
He looks a lot like Jerry. So I bet he's Jerry and Hepa's son.
I hope so, but when I saw smoking and non-smoking sign, I thought immediately Audrey.
Oh, that's sad.
Was that the deputy that he gave the money to?
Yes.
Chad.
Okay.
Chad.
Chad.
It is Chad.
Chad.
I thought
Frick.
it was Chet, but it's Chad.
Yeah.
It should have been Chet. They missed out on another chance to double a name. So, yeah, he gives some money to that crooked cop who, everyone could have guessed he'd be crooked. It's just the way he acted last time.
Yeah.
Did you notice the brand of cigarettes, Brad?
Yes. It's a brand that's been used in many films and television shows, not just that one stupid TV show.
Yeah. But
it's so iconic, Brad.
cigarette smoking man's brand.
Oh, cool.
Now that I'm thinking of X-Files stuff, do you think the scene of Denise saying the full Federal Bureau of Investigation was like a throwback to Mulder?
That's what I thought.
Didn't he always say the whole thing instead of abbreviating it?
Possibly. I think it would be more of a throwback to Mulder if they said some really racist things about Muslims. That would tie in more to X-Files in my mind.
I never got that far in the series. I quit in episode.
Well,
season 5 is?
That was an episode from 2016,
Oh,
the most
no.
racist television episode I've ever watched.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Hopefully the Twin Peaks reboot does better.
It hasn't been racist yet. I mean,
Not
not
Sexist.
very, but super sexist.
So yeah, this lady from across the booth just loves a bad boy. All the ladies love bad boys. And then she's grabbed and
She regrets loving bad boys
instantly
now.
regretted. But yeah, I can't see how this scene is going to end. We cut away from it, but how could that possibly end? Her friends all see her being assaulted. He threatens her. How can that not end with a bouncer just kicking his ass or the police being called? Don't know.
Yeah,
Where's
I
Big
need-
Ed when you need him to try to
Oh,
beat the shit out of
Big
a
Ed.
kid?
Yeah.
how great would that be? The next episode starts, and we just come right back in on the scene, and fucking Ed just rolls in, like a fist flying like a whirling dervish.
And then, yeah. And then Richard Horn is like, lights out, Mr. Monkey Wrench or whatever they said in the first episode.
Nice.
So good.
So in the credits, there were 4 people listed as trouble. Is that these 4 girls that were sitting there?
No, that's the band.
Oh, the band.
That would
Okay.
be funny if it was the girls. They're
Those girls are trouble. I think it's the David Lynch's son's band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait! So we pull away from a man assaulting a woman to go to David Lynch's family.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool. That sounds about right.
But the music they were playing kind of reminded me of, like, the Pink Room from Fire Walk with Me. Like, just the crazy, kind of demonic sounding music. It wasn't nice, harmonic sounding stuff.
I just kept
like the
thinking
other
about Bill
episodes.
Pullman from Lost Highway playing his crazy sax.
Yeah, that too.
Us.
So then we go to TP, looking at Cooper pictures and fingerprints.
So is she back in Philadelphia or wherever?
Who knows?
Because it seems like she's at her own desk.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a nameplate, so she has to be.
Oh, yeah. So maybe they all went back, or maybe they just sent her back alone.
Huh.
But she's kind of like looking at this and tilting her head like a robot or a dog trying to understand something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, am I supposed to be seeing something? Like, is there something in that fingerprint? Like,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was looking at those fingerprints really closely, like, what am I supposed to be seeing here?
Some people are saying that the prints are mirrored. Like, the evil Cooper has a mirrored version of...
Yeah, that would make sense, but I couldn't tell that from, I mean, and I'm looking at it now, huge on the screen, and I can't tell that. I was like, am I going to see like a little picture of Frank Silva inside a fingerprint? Because that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Then we go to the back to jail, and Coop's getting his phone call.
Oh boy.
What?
This is creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm. He freaks the warden out by mentioning somebody named Mr. Strawberry, who the warden, yeah, that puts him off guard. For some reason, it kind of feels like he's just pulling up something from the warden's past or something, like kind of how Bob did for Cooper in the original series when he's like, when Leland was like, kind of like Pittsburgh, huh, Coop? And then Coop's like, like, how'd you know about that?
I love that he's like hacking a landline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which at first I thought he was going to escape through the electricity of the phone.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
But I guess not. He like used the alarms to hide his secret message of the cow jumps over the moon or something. Like the alarms were going, so presumably they couldn't hear him say that. But what does that mean? Who knows?
I thought they were able to hear that. I thought he was just whatever he was doing was to send that weird signal to the box in the bowl.
Could be, yeah. Which proceeds to crunch up into a little tiny pebble.
Obviously. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So that's basically the episode. It ends with Cooper staring at the statue still, particularly its shoes. Somebody tells him to move along, and he doesn't.
I love that that security guard doesn't even like push it. He's just like,
He's like,
whatever.
Too much trouble. I don't know how he's gonna get home. I guess his wife will come looking for him eventually.
Will she?
Maybe not.
Well, she knows he doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she don't seem to care that much.
Dougie,
No.
why didn't you call a cab? So that's the end of the episode.
I'm back on board, guys. I'm back in.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad for you.
Okay. Well, do you want to go with your rating first, then, Brad?
Sure. Yeah, this is my favorite app so far. By far. We had a lot of Twin Peaks. We had a lot of fun scenes. We had fucking Mike being awesome as fuck. We had that cool Frank Silva Coop weird morph thing.
Yep.
We had an appearance by Hawk, which is always great. Green tea latte guy. We went to the Double R and fucking Jacoby. I fucking love that so much. Yeah, overall, I enjoy it. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I think it's starting to go somewhere. I really fucking like it. I'll go 8 out of 10 golden shovels.
Wow.
Cool. Mel, do you want to go?
I want Will to go first because I
Okay.
don't want to steal anybody's rating again.
All right.
Well, ditto what Brad said. No, I love, Jim really had fun watching this episode. I love seeing Mike. I love seeing some of the more Twin Peaks, some of the sites that seeing up in Washington. I love seeing Norma because she was, she was involved in probably my favorite scene of the first run. Her and Ed together. Yeah, Dr. Jacoby, I love the Dougie stuff. Funny at times, but I am kind of ready for it to end. So I'll give it 8.5 out of 10 rings in stomachs. Oh,
gross. Okay, Mel.
Yeah, I did like this better than the other episodes. I'll agree with you guys. I still want it to get better, hoping it's only going up from here. We've got some kind of interesting storylines starting, I guess, so...
Yeah.
So... It's good, because I'm looking forward to episodes more, It's making it a bit more encouraging, so... I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Sleeping Angelos. Aww.
Wake up, Angelo.
He looks like an angel, though.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed all the Twin Peaks stuff. It actually felt like Twin Peaks, finally. The only part, even the, I'm interested in the mobster guys. The only part I didn't really like is Dougie's continued adventures. I liked how funny they were, but I want it to be over. But for the most part, yeah, it's starting to actually feel like Twin Peaks, which has got me really excited to watch the next one. So I'll give it 8 out of 10 dick horns. Richard Horn. Alright, so let's get to feedback.
Okay, before we get to feedback, question: if the next episode, if there was no Dougie at all, just we don't see Cooper for an episode, and it's just everything else,
that'd be great.
I would be down for that.
Yeah.
I don't need Cooper at all. Just give me everyone else.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I'd be okay with skipping his storyline for an episode and then coming back to him and finding that he's still at the statue and then keep going from there,
And he's nearly dead from hunger.
And he's holding his pee.
No, he couldn't hold it anymore. He's soiled his pants.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting him to soil himself at some point.
Yeah.
What happens when he has to go poop? I don't know. They're gonna have to put a diaper on him.
I want to find out. Alright, so I'm going to read one we got late for the last episode, and while I do that, do you think you could set up those two voice?
Yeah.
Thanks. Alright, this is from Angie. Hello! I'm really enjoying listening to the podcast again. I liked episodes 3 and 4 way better than 1 and 2. Newly awakened Coop is so much fun. My least favorite part of the show is Andy and Lucy. Unless Lucy had a traumatic brain injury, there is no reason for the writers to dumb down her character so much. There is quirky, zany, and childlike, and then there is just plain intellectually disabled. However, Lucy and Andy's son is a delight. I could watch him for hours. Oh, Michael Cera. How you amuse me. I enjoy seeing Bobby again. The whole show feels like a high school reunion for me. I was touched when Bobby cried when he saw Laura's picture. Why didn't anyone give him a heads up before he entered the room? Hawk should have known to say something. I was so glad to see Denise again. I love her. I really dislike the other FBI agent. Why does she dress like that? Why does she walk like that? Or why does she walk like she came out of a Robert Palmer video?
Amazing.
Gordon seems to think she has what it takes, but I am completely unimpressed. That's
agreed.
all for now. Thanks for making the podcast, Angie.
Well, she's not a person. She's an object.
Yep.
Right.
So we've got a bunch to read.
Do you want me to read this one?
Yeah, we'll read another, then we'll play a voicemail.
Where's the start? Okay. Hey, Twin Peaks podcast. Alright, so nothing much happened this part, but we did get to hear what sounded like some new Badalamenti music, and it was pretty great to see characters like Mike Nelson, Norma, and Nadine again for the first time. The new casino floor manager just got what we call in the biz a Darth Vader promotion. That effect where Frank Silva's ghostly visage is blended so seamlessly beneath the bad Dale's leathery face proves that Lynch definitely can make the effects look realistic, either when he wants them to, or when the death in the real world constrains him from just doing a simple reverse shot. I guess Lynch just seems to like the uncanny artificially conveyed by hokey-looking stuff like the evolution of the arm, or Dougie's transformation into a golden sphere. Of course, that's what someone like Doc, unlicensed Jacoby, would be doing now. He's Alex Jonesing off the grid in the woods of Twin Peaks. Kind of gross, but that was hilarious. Wait, wasn't Toad the rather large fellow always eating in the background of the double R? Not the chef who says kinda quiet in Fire Walk with Me?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Poor Shelley. Her daughter Becky's dating the wrong kind of guy.
Married too.
I wonder if shiny new corporate Mike still hangs out with Bobby the cop now. The creep smoking in the roadhouse feels like a way more intense version of the way Mike and Bobby acted back in the pilot. He's also credited as Richard Horn, so maybe this is either Audrey's son, or perhaps Ben had another one just before he got too old. If so, the apple didn't fall far. Mm-hmm. Daniel. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, that's kind of like in talking about the effects for Frank Silva there. Like, Philip Jeffries, Bob, Major Briggs, like, all of these characters are like major players in this season, and all of their actors are dead. And it doesn't seem like they've recast them. So that'll be interesting to see how they handle that going forward. Yeah, you want to play one of those?
Sure.
Hello, Matt B here with some thoughts on part 5 of Twin Peaks: The Return. If there's just one takeaway from me for this episode, it's that, as predicted last week, once again I am shit scared of mirrors, just like I was all those years ago. That image of Evil Coop / Bob will stick with me for a while. It was, yuck. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Anyway, what else is doing? Good Coop / Dougie, yeah, had enough of that. Some of those scenes with him at work, with him struggling to urinate again, yeah, I'm tired of that. Need to get Coop back to his old self as quickly as possible, I think. Some of the old crew appear, though it feels a bit to me like lip service is being paid there. They've not really had any real impact on the narrative yet, though we do find out what Dr. Jacoby was up to. He's literally shoveling shit. I wonder if that's a metaphor from David Lynch there. We get introduced to some new characters. We have Becky the troubled teen. I wonder if she's this season's Laura. And we get introduced to Richard Horn at the end of the episode. My personal theory there, I think he might be the son of Audrey and Evil Coop. Not sure what you guys think about that. Speaking of Evil Coop, I did enjoy the scene where he made his phone call. All that crazy shit going on. The hallways in the background, on the monitors in the background, were reminiscent to me of the Philip Jeffries scene in Fire Walk with Me. Yeah, good stuff that. I think overall this episode felt very similar to sort of mid-season 2 for me, with a bunch of crap that you just have to get through, and some promising stuff sprinkled around the edges, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the last one. Still excited for more though, and I hope you guys are too. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. Cheers, bye.
Thanks.
No, Matt, we're quitting. We quit now.
But what he said about Audrey and Bad Coop's son, that'd be crazy.
Oh.
If, like, Coop just went and, like, impregnated Audrey the week before, like, during that week before he left for good, and now this evil...
And that's why Albert knows where Audrey drinks.
Oh, jeez. Could be right, Matt. Will, do you mind reading one?
Sure.
You don't have to.
Sorry, I was unmuted my mic. What's up, guys? After listening to your guys' recap of episodes 3 and 4, I had to email in with my defense and personal take on Bobby breaking down when he saw the picture of Laura. At first, I was right with you guys in thinking that the reaction was way too over the top and kind of comical. But on second viewing and thinking of Bobby as cop, I think I came up with a different take on the scene. If we take this Bobby as someone who has likely turned their life around and become a cop, possibly in large part due to his father's passing, he likely had to turn his back and mind on basically everything that happened to him when he was younger. If he basically phased all that out of his memory in order to get past it all, all of that coming back due to something you wouldn't think you'd ever see again after 25 years, it can be pretty catastrophic. Especially when you put in to picture all the things Bobby did with Laura, including killing a man or two, and pretty much being abused by Laura, having all those emotions come back up again after 25 years, I'm sure can be insane. I have an issue with nobody else reacting to Bobby than anything else. Other than that, I'm completely in love with the new season so far. I came to Twin Peaks by way of Lynch, so getting pure, unfiltered Twin Peaks is like a dream to me. Although I disagree with you guys a lot on the new run, I completely understand not loving it. The only thing I would say is possibly stop expecting anything to suddenly kick in and it be like old Twin Peaks. Only because I think you guys are setting yourself up for even more disappointment.
Nope, it happened this episode.
Yeah.
I still love your guys' take and enjoy the fun, lighthearted nature, even if I completely disagree.
Thanks. That's a healthy stance to have.
It's kind of an interesting take on Bobby's reaction, and I agree that I didn't like how nobody else reacted. That was part of my problem with the scene.
Yeah.
It was just awkward that nobody else even said, like, "Are you okay?" or, you know.
Oh, it's Bobby. He's crying again. That's good.
Maybe he cries all the time. I don't know.
What if Bobby's the new Andy?
Oh my god. Because Andy was went to some person's house, the parents of that kid that OD'd. He went and told the parents. They wouldn't have sent him there if he was a blubbering mess.
What if Bobby cries all the damn time now?
Oh my god.
Andy's completely got it together. He's just dumb, but Bobby cries all the time.
Maybe.
Laura just ruined him. That was from Repairman Jack. Thanks, Jack. Alright, here's another one. Hello, big fan of your show. I've been listening since it was the only game in town. Watched episode 5 last night, and I think other than some fun moments like Wally Brando, I think I would gladly trade all the time spent in Twin Peaks so far to have music, or taking in the rest of the show.
Do they mean taking it in as in tightening it up?
Oh, maybe. Taking it in, yeah.
Yeah.
It would do more to give the show a Twin Peaks feel than things like Dr. Jacoby's Alex Jones style infomercial. The show seems more like Mulholland Drive meets On the Air, in my opinion, than Twin Peaks. I can't say I'm surprised, though David Lynch will do as he does.
He usually does.
That was from Blake. Thank you, Blake. Actually, yeah, I should mention that I did that. I took a scene. I mentioned I might do that last time, and then I did it. I took the scene with the chocolate bunny, and I re-edited it. I cut out 45 seconds of silence and staring, and I reordered a few shots, and I added some old Twin Peaks music just to see.
You only cut out 45 seconds?
Yeah, that's all. Wow,
the music makes it so much better.
Yeah, there wasn't much I could do at the very beginning because it was all one big long shot. I did cut out a big part at the first, and then I inserted a reaction shot from later, so I could cut out a big chunk in the middle. But yeah,
it's great.
I was only able to trim it down 45 seconds.
It seemed like it was 5 minutes faster.
Yeah, it's just the music makes all the difference, I guess. All right, I'll read this one from Ryan Atchison, who I know from NeoGAF, the video game forum. And we met him at the Twin Peaks Fest. We went to see Laura Palmer's house with him. It's your boy, Ryan Plagiarize Atchison here. Longtime fan of the show, multi-time fest attendee, new listener to the podcast. I enjoy hearing your opinions, even if they aren't as positive as my own, as they are always well thought out and soundly backed up.
Oh, well, thank you.
I mean, they're clearly wrong, but you almost managed to convince me otherwise. Almost. Mainly, I enjoy the banter and observations you bring. It's a great place to hear new jokes about new Twin Peaks, and how amazing is that? I loved your idea of James and Wally getting matching monogram jackets, and James taking Wally under his wing. Anyways, enough of that. What I mainly wanted to say here was hats off to David Nevins and Showtime. While the series is clearly what Mark Frost and David Lynch have had in mind, I can't remember any other creator or creators being given the creative freedom that Nevins and Showtime have given Frost and Lynch. Whether people are enjoying the new series or not, it stands alone on television as a challenging piece of art. Yeah, I would definitely agree with all of that. This isn't packaged entertainment. It's Frost and Lynch's writing as interpreted through Lynch's singular artistic vision, and that's something you can't say of the original series. So let's not forget who gave them the blank canvas to do whatever they wanted with. And let's have a round of applause here for David Nevins and Showtime, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Round of applause for taking a leap of faith, David Nevins.
I think he could have gotten a little more involved. I wouldn't mind somebody saying, David, come now.
What you don't know, Ryan, is that at the Twin Peaks premiere, David Nevins was heard to have said, "I'm ruined."
What have I done?
I'll never work in this business again.
Yeah.
Should have sent some notes. Damn it.
No, I don't know. I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
We'll do one more from Harold, and then we'll play that other... Oh, sorry. He sent a corrected one. I'm going to grab this one instead. Somebody want to read this one?
Sure.
Then we'll do the next audio.
Now
that
wait.
Everyone is here.
Okay, hold up. Now that everyone is here, I will leave my feedback. Now, what should I talk about? Should I talk about Dr. Amp? No, I will not. Dr. Amp forever. One little thing that I really like about the new series is that they don't list any actors in the opening credits. So it's a surprise when a door opens and it's Naomi Watts. When Naomi Watts comes out of her house, or there is a cut and we see Nadine. I don't want to be tipped off about when Audrey will show up or if Jennifer Jason Leigh's character comes back. Yeah, but wouldn't you want a warning before fucking Jim Belushi pops into a scene? Like, I gotta know. Listen, it would have made my life easier.
What if there was a giant red cue card that pops out?
Trigger warning for Jim Belushi. Ugh. I suppose this was not an easy thing to do because there are union rules, but this was a great choice for the series because we are all wondering when we are going to see certain actors. And I like that in place of the cast, they gave the first credit to the casting directors instead. I feel like we are starting to fall back into some old-fashioned Twin Peaks type plot lines with bad boys and drugs, not to mention cameos by Mike and Nadine. I hope Brad is happy. Extremely. I was faked out when they cut to the roadhouse. I was thinking, is the episode over already? I like that they named a character after Sherilyn Fenn. Of course she was asking for a light.
I didn't catch that character's name. Is her name Sherilyn?
Our Fenn. One of the two, yeah. I'm guessing.
I thought it was Charlotte, but...
I am happy that Jim Belushi did not ruin Twin Peaks. Nice. I was afraid that he was going to be cast as a new deputy sheriff. Or an affable person walking around town cheating on his wife. Oh, God. Ugh. Or just maybe some asshole that complains that women aren't actually funny. That's me, not him. That would not have worked, but he was perfectly fine as a mobbed-up casino operator. Hopefully he won't come back. I guess it was the emergence of Rancho Rosa as a main setting to finally make me realize that there's an RR theme going on. Rancho Rosa, Red Room, RR Diner. They are somehow one and the same.
Are they somehow? I don't know.
What if the double R's in the Red Room this whole time? Never knew.
I don't think so.
Oh, a little awkward. I like how things are starting to ramp up. Assuming that they are using a typical story structure, we are near the 1/3 mark and should expect big things will happen in the next 2 to 3 episodes to propel the story into its next phase. TP probably noticed that Mr. C's fingerprints are the reverse of Agent Cooper's. There's probably an investigation going on into Dougie's exploding car. The Great Northern Keys are in transit, so I expect worlds to collide soon. Well, I like. I'm okay. We'll see. I don't see anything happening soon.
Episode 17.
Exactly. Now that everyone is here.
Wait. It's starting over. I posted them. He sent us 2. One was corrected, and I guess we just read the wrong one. I don't know what the difference is, though.
Way to go, Matt.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Well, I pasted them both, usually
okay.
when you paste things
Yeah.
in a separate instance, there's a line between them.
I think you pasted it before you pressed enter. Yeah.
Well, it looks to be the same, but if there is a... Nope, that's the same. So, all right.
There's got to be some difference. He sent in a thing again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Harold. It's my fault. All
But
right.
you know what? We can all agree, fuck Jim Belushi.
Okay. Do we want to play Caitlin's feedback?
Sure.
Hey guys, this is Caitlin. Sorry I can't be here this week because there's so much going on in this episode that I'd love to discuss. The mystery of Dougie is becoming even more tangled. What the heck is going on? I'd be okay if we took this back a notch and settled on to just the adventures of Dougie as we discussed last week. This week's forays into the pleasure of coffee and the insurance business with Dougie are top shelf, just top shelf. How is it possible for everyone to just manhandle Dougie, yet not send him to the hospital? That's crazy. This episode followed so many little threads with really random dramatic moments, like the drugged out mom looking out the window after Dougie's car explodes with the epic music playing. Super random. Is it significant? Insignificant? Irrelevant? I don't know. This episode was just so many little moments. Great seeing old characters, but I don't even know where the next episode's going to go. It's a little strange seeing how much effort they are making to keep Harry Truman in the series without actually having him in it. I'd be fine if they had just used it to introduce Frank Truman in the beginning, but, kind of dropped Harry afterwards. The Bob and Evil Coop scenes were so awesome. It was a good sinister and creepy counter to the typical Twin Peaks wackiness that most of the rest of the episode had. Which was nice to have a lot of that back. And music everywhere with Angelo Badalamenti. That was awesome. It was good to see the introduction of Amanda Seyfried's character. I think she's going to be great. I'm getting a bit of a Laura Palmer-esque vibe off of her, and we'll be excited to see where they take her. I've got nothing to say on Jacoby except that I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's reaction to Dr. Amp. And also, I'll be buying one of his golden shovels. It's going to be my new go-to gift, in fact.
Nice.
And off at the Bang Bang Bar, shout out for Jane Levy. She was the actress who played the friend of Charlotte in the booth. I didn't see her credited on IMDb, but I've recognized her from other movies and shows, including the TV show Suburgatory. I think she's a great actress. And was that another Renault in the bar telling that creeper off who was smoking? I could hear a bit of a Quebec accent there.
Yeah.
And lastly, Hack Cooper and his phone phreaking was pretty cool. Phreaking spelled P-H-R-E-A-K, which is just hacking phones and such, often through different audio frequencies. I always enjoy a good hacker scene.
Yeah.
That was fun. Overall I enjoyed the episode, even though it went off in every direction possible. So I think I'm going to give it a bit of a higher rating from the first 2 weeks and give it a 8 out of 10 Ignatius Rocks of Ignorance. I'm looking forward to listening to the episode. Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, Caitlin.
Oh, Caitlin.
I hope you won at your sports.
I hope you use your shovel in those sports.
Red card, illegal shovel.
She beat the shit out of some frisbee players.
What are you gonna say, Will?
Yeah, Jane Levy. I thought she looked familiar, and at one point I thought it was Emma Stone, but then I was like, oh, that's not Emma Stone. But yeah, I couldn't place where it's who she was.
I found the difference in Harold's emails. It looks like he deleted that comment about a character named after Sherilyn Fenn.
Oh.
Okay.
So he realized his mistake.
So he didn't say that, guys. Just forget about it, all right?
Just forget
it. Never
it.
happened.
Harold, it is stricken from the record. But I'm not going to edit it out of the podcast.
Nope. Too much work.
Will, do you mind reading one more?
Is it, hey guys?
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's great having you back talking Twin Peaks or whatever this is we've been watching the past few weeks. I'm really enjoying the new series, and I have to say I actually like the drawn out, super lynchy scenes. Sorry, Brad. Since Becky has come into the storyline, I'm full of questions. Well, more questions. Who is Becky's father? Were Becky and her husband always coke addicts, or is this a recent development? I feel like Shelley would have been a little more protective of her daughter since she married so young and had such a terrible life with Leo. Also, after Becky gets high in the car and they are driving around, you see her leaning her head back on the car seat, which looks a lot like red curtains. Black Lodge, anyone? And laughing like she's the happiest she's ever been, sort of like Laura at the end of Fire Walk with Me. The vibe I'm getting from the Twitterverse is that she's this generation's Laura Palmer. I think I'm on board with this, but I think for the wrong reasons. I just want any storyline that will get Coop back into town solving crimes. Smiley face. Final thought. Sheriff Frank Truman's wife is the worst. Call for help. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Megan.
Yeah, definitely a Laura Palmer vibe. I hope she doesn't come to a similar end. All right, Mel, do you want to read our last one? It is from Matt A.
Oh, Matt A. Well, Matt A's got some bad news. I checked iTunes, and despite Matt's statement ahead of the premiere discussion, it turns out people on the internet can be fucking jerks. Shocking, I know. Except, who knew that some of the worst could be David Lynch fans? Humorless motherfuckers.
Oh, I think we knew. We clearly knew.
He says, too strong? Nah, I don't think so. Matt told you not to leave negative reviews, but you fucking went and did it anyways, you fuckers.
Keep it on, motherfuckers. Your hatred sustains me.
I meant to send in feedback for the previous recording, but episode 3 nearly broke me. I won't bother explaining why. You know why.
Yeah.
But, like a real Braveheart, I persevered, and was relieved that the Twin Peaks charm and whimsy returned for episode 4 and 5. Also, I'm holding steadfast to my belief that Bralby Briggs is not only a cop, but has many other occupations and responsibilities.
Yes!
So let's not write off the enterprising Mr. Briggs so quickly, Brad!
Alright, you sold me. I'm in.
Things I liked about episode 5. 1. Constance. Yeah, I'm still doing stand-up on the weekends. Constance, you are a doll. You are single-handedly making those South Dakota scenes worthwhile. I would go see your stand-up set if there was no cover charge and the booze was cheap. Number 2. Mike, 3 exclamation points. Telling some young punk he better get his shit together. Hey, I wonder if Mike and Bobby are still friends. 4 dot ellipses. Number 3. Frank's giant smile when he discovers he loves green tea lattes. That was my favorite too. Everybody in the office orders coffee, so he orders coffee too, but he never finishes drinking it because he secretly doesn't like it. He never thought too much about it, and he just assumed coffee is what you drink, and it tastes not great, but hey, that's life. And don't look for any alternatives, because you don't deserve to be happy. Because is anyone really happy? So yeah, I'll take a coffee too, I guess, why not? But now he learns the truth. He loves himself some green tea lattes. Frank, it is okay to not like what everybody else likes. They have their preferences, and you have yours. It doesn't mean they're right for loving coffee, and you're wrong for hating it, simply because you think coffee is pretentious and awkwardly paced and poorly scripted. Or that you're disappointed how coffee was marketed as one thing, but it turns out coffee is mostly a giant waste of time, with only a few minutes of genuine entertainment. Don't listen to the internet, Frank. You like green tea lattes, and that's okay. Frank, you're going to be okay.
Wow.
Nice work.
Brilliant.
Number 4. Robert Forster as Sheriff Truman. Number 5. Of course Amanda Seyfried is playing Shelley's daughter. I can see a resemblance. It's a shame she's with that grotesque boy with a bad complexion and unkempt hair from that earlier scene. When Siegfried took the drugs and stared at the sky, as I Love How You Love Me, great song, played. It was eerie and beautiful, and easily my favorite moment of this Twin Peaks revival thus far. I immediately engaged with this new character on an emotional level. I only hope we see her again before the season ends. There's a list of things he doesn't like. Things I don't like. Number 1. This Dougie plotline. Nobody is bothered that their husband, father, coworker, friend has sustained some type of traumatic brain injury. It's business as usual as far as they're concerned. Never mind that he's a drooling idiot holding his crotch like a toddler. My guess is that this is trying to be comedy, but if it ever was, the gag has long since run out of gas. That's worrisome because we're 5 episodes in and Dale Cooper is not back in Twin Peaks yet. Number 2. Scenes in Twin Peaks, while mostly enjoyable, feel shoehorned in. They're not connected to whatever's happening in the desert or South Dakota. We see characters like Mike and Nadine, and it's delightful, but they flicker away without even a hint of possible storylines. There is a lot happening on this show, yet nothing is happening. I love your podcast, guys. You are all my little green tea lattes. Aww!
Thanks, Matt. That was the greatest compliment I ever.
Indeed.
You should write a review that just said this podcast is green tea latte. 5 stars.
Oh my god, yes. That's just the iTunes review.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for the feedback, everyone. And Will, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, I do Spartacast with Matt A., who you just heard from there. It's about the Star series Spartacus, and also doing the Sensei podcast, which I believe was the first Sensei podcast about the Netflix show Sensei. We have a few episodes left just because Netflix wouldn't cancel Sensei, but we still got a few episodes left.
Cool. All right, Brad?
Yeah, guys, you can catch me on Calavici Fashion Cast, talking about every episode of Quantum Leap and the fashions therein. Had a lot of crazy fashions lately. We had some chimpanzee fashions in the last episode that were pretty amazing. So definitely check that out. Also, you can hear me on the Ramjack podcast, which is a comedy podcast about various things. In the episode that will be out when this airs, we watched an episode of Unsolved Mysteries that was really kooky.
Show gave me nightmares when I was a kid.
Yeah, it doesn't scare you that much when you go back and watch it now.
We should rewatch an episode just to kind of,
Oh, it's great. It's on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it is in Canada, but
I don't think it is.
Nope.
We don't get anything nice here.
Amazon Prime in Canada is just free shipping on your products, nothing else.
ah.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, and we will see you next week for episode 6. Bye.
Bye.
Get yourself some green tea lattes.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook, and visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.